Good afternoon, Evette Avery Herrod, our what do I call you? Our union specialist, organizer, union activist. Pleasure having you on the phone today, my
How you
friend.
doing?
All right, how you doing?
Thank you for asking me to call in. I can't complain. How about yourself?
I can't complain either, especially since I really see the revival of the union movement. Now, your union had a win. You wanted them to hold out for more. They didn't, but still, I think you will get some benefits from the UAW, the union with the UPS contract. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so I just saw your notice there that you said they fired you one day, and a few days after they had to hire you back. What happened?
Yeah, so I've been having issues with the division manager who just really does not like the union, and I guess me in particular, because I enforce the contract. So my local bought all the union stewards vests, which are just, visibility vests, safety vests to wear. And they have the union logo and our local printed on them. And he didn't want me to wear that vest on the clock. He said I can't wear it while I'm clocked in. So because I wouldn't take it off right then, and I said that I'll take it off like I always do right before I leave the building in my truck to go deliver, he decided to terminate me. The Tuesday we came back after New Year's. So very petty, very it didn't count for anything. Never should have been done. But, the company is doing a lot of these frivolous terminations just to, intimidate and harass our members. And so I think he thought that would, help his cause, but it actually really didn't.
So let me see if I understand this right. Now that you guys have won the case, some in management now, they want to sort of extract a piece of flesh from all of you leaders who were out there organizing the troops to make sure that you won. They are trying to get a piece of flesh.
Right. Unfortunately, UPS has had a culture of harassment for a long time. And a lot of times they've gotten away with it and people didn't recognize how to fight it. And so that's been one of my things that I've been trying to educate since I've been the union steward at my current building is the education on how to deal with harassment. So I've been enforcing that. People have been, paying attention and following it. Actually, we've seen movement within our management because of those steps we've taken. So, it's not very, they don't like me that much because of that. But my people shouldn't have to come to work and suffer and feel harassed and intimidated. We just come to work, do our job, fair day's work for a fair day's pay and go home. But it's definitely been an additional challenge since the contract was put in place.
Well, look, I tell you what, like usual, we are so proud of your perseverance and not ever letting them knock you down. So let me ask you the important question. After they fired you, and the few days that you were off, was it the union that came and said, you can't do that?
Oh, well, of course. I notified my business agent immediately, and, we went into the process. They offered me my job back the exact same day, actually, but they wanted to not give me back pay and have a suspension on my record, which I did not accept. So I turned down that offer. They gave another offer that I turned down, and they finally came back with back pay and no suspension on your record. So that's when I accepted and came on back to work Thursday.
Congratulations. You know what is so amazing with this story? Even though they know they were wrong, they wanted to have a little thing on your record. There's a suspension. So when there is another issue in the future, they will be able to say, hey, but look, you see, back in 2024, she had a suspension. So this is a problem employee. By standing your ground, Evette, you did exactly what the American worker needs to do with this corporate crap. And that is stand your ground and not allow them to take advantage of you. That's why we're so proud of you, sister. That's why we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
You've continued. You continue to do what's necessary. You're organized the American worker, and as a member of the workers, you don't back down. You're a hero. Not hero of the day. You're a hero.
I appreciate that.
Evette, you want to address the 12K people that are supposedly being laid off?
Yeah, so the 12,000 people, it's mostly management and vendors. But of course, like I said, they're trying to frivolous efforts to try to get rid of us at any cost. If they can get some terminations to stick, that'll help them out too as well for their bottom line. And greed, of course. But they've been targeting their management for a few months now, actually, telling some of them they have 30 days to find another job within the system or they no longer work for the company. So they've been doing that all over the country for a while. But now I guess they're finally really trying to put it out there to let people know that management and vendors are the main focus.
Well, let me see if I understand this right. Management are not part of the union. Is that correct? Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
And management generally are high-paid workers. Is that correct as well?
Not necessarily. I mean, they consider, they're part-time supervisors and full-time supervisors. Some of our drivers and stuff like that may make even more than they do because we get raises based on our contract. Sometimes they'll get a raise, but this time they gave their part-time supervisors a raise and then they cut their hours. So in essence, they didn't get a raise. So They play with their numbers because they don't have a contract, of course, like we do. They can't do those type of things to us. So yeah, they've been coming after them for the past, few months since the contract went into effect as well.
It's amazing. Maybe they learn a lesson from you all and unionize themselves, because right now the UPS people don't understand this. There are the executives, there's management, there's shareholders, and there are workers. They are all stakeholders in different groupations. Now, the interesting thing about it is the people without representation, look at what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the call, Evette.
Anytime. Thank you.
Take care now, sis. All right. As you can see, folks, anybody who doubts every worker should be in a union, Evette's story says it all. Anyone who believes you should not be in a union, you listen to Evette's story, because that is what having a union do for you. If she was alone, anybody that's alone, if a manager doesn't like you for whatever reason it could be, terminated, bye-bye. No rights for the worker, no rights for the person who's actually doing the work. And that's what unionizations do. You know what? The Chamber of Commerce is there for all businesses. You know what? The union for all these other things are there for others. I am so happy that Evette told us that story. Evette, by the way, this one plays on KPFT tomorrow, because what we want to do is we want people, all Americans, to see the value in being in a union, the value in having workers who can come together and win against a corporate class that simply are parasitic in general against their employees. They want all the spoils. All the spoils. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.